How we doing, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Getting Jiggly. I'm Will, and today we're getting it played or getting it previewed more or less. I was going to show the box. I'm missing something. I'm missing the book. I need the rule book. I need to go get the rule book. Oh, so I need to do that. Hold on, where's my rule book? Back on the desk. Back on the desk because I was reading it. So here. Oh, we're trying to get it done. All right, this is a lunchtime stream. I'm not always prepared for these, but we are doing another preview of the 20 strong Tainted Grail. Why? Because, well, the crowdfunding campaign is up right now, so I figured let's get some more playthroughs. And I did Nemesis yesterday, so I was like, let's do Tainted Grail on Aetherfields again. Mainly this will be my second playthrough, so maybe I'll make less rules mistakes. Probably not. Hopefully this is quick enough to get done during my lunchtime stream. But if you are interested in the game, of course, the link is down below to the Gamefound campaign. Whew, I can't talk today. Either way, let's go ahead and flip over. I'll do a brief rundown of how this one works, and then we'll just get into playing. All right, so we are set up for Tainted Grail here. I do have, I guess, Colleen. She is my character today. She has the ability, each engagement, the first activated non-boss enemy's health is reduced by the number of additional activated enemies to a minimum of 1. So she's basically going to want me to pull out extras, or any time that we get the not the accelerate, but like the skull icon, right? That's going to be helpful to us. The character I played last time, so if we go back and watch the other playthrough, she had the ability where I could play green at any time. Where's she at? Yeah, so we played Ailei. She has healing herbs, which allowed us to basically play green at any time. All right. So what we're doing in 20 strong Tainted Grail is we are trying to go through 8 rounds to then go up against the boss, and then of course defeat the boss. So it's kind of a boss battler, but it's also a quasi deck builder in a sense, because we're going to be maybe defeating these purple characters to get additional cards into our deck. Each one is specifically going to say which one we can bowl into our deck, so this isn't a shuffle deck. And then as we put cards in, we do need to banish cards. So if we replace a card in our discard, we'll banish that. Replace a card in our hand, we'll banish that. Replace a card in the top of the deck, then of course we discard and banish the top card of the deck. The different ones are going to have different things that they basically do to determine if we want to pull them out. So for example, these guys here are going to be your dice, your stat increase cards. These ones here are going to have some type of instant effect ability card, similar to the other ones. These ones here are going to be kind of like your item cards, right? Your assist cards. So whereas in most of your 20 strong, these are usually all mixed together and you get them at random. This, you get a little bit more choice in what you want to do. And I think that's because this one does ramp up the difficulty just a little bit. The last thing is, and this is where the difficulty is ramped up and you have to be able to plan, is this dial. So whatever this dial is set to, and it'll change each round, that is the only colored dice you can commit unless you play cards. So see here, you see this card has these little marks, and you'll see these cards have those same little marks. So you can play the cards in a row to weaken basically the guy that we're going against, and it may allow us to either draw more cards, play more cards, or play a colored die on the offsuit. That's basically it. We're going to do that, like I said, for 8 rounds, and then the boss comes out and we have to defeat the boss plus anybody who's still out here, plus anybody he might bring along. And I figured I would try Doomwing, since they did reveal him as one of the stretch goal ones, but basically he brings out 2 with him, and then his active effect is after each applied dice step in which you apply dice that do not match the dial color to this enemy, we lose 1 health. So he, even though we may be able to apply dice of another color, he is going to damage us, right? So the key would be to only apply dice that match the color, which means we probably want to try to get that dial to be in the color we want it to be. There are cards that will allow us to turn this. So say we didn't, say if we just went through the 8 rounds, right? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'd end up on blue, right? If we just went the 8 rounds without modifying this, but there are ones that allow us to turn it one to the left or right, and so forth. Some will let you set it directly to a color. So we have that. And Bella's gonna lay down over there. Or she went out? She's laying down. There we go. We're good to go. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. So first, guys, we got out here. This enemy is reduced by 2 for each other enemy in the active area. Oh, so I kind of like him. I kind of want to bring him out because he's also going to increase our health. Who do I want to bring him out with, though? If this enemy is defeated, gain the Animal Sense combat card. Animal Sense. In the cleanup step, return the combat card to the left of this card to your hand. Okay, so he kind of will combo and let us pull a card back. That's not bad. And then what's the item? This one here, recover up to 3 dice. It's too early for that. We don't have any dice exhausted. This guy here, now, the item card, people, you can't add any cards to it. So here we're going to skip the recover dice step. Again, beginning turn, probably not bad. Place this card on the left side of a non-boss enemy. You cannot apply matching dice. You cannot apply dice matching the Dow color to that enemy, but you may apply dice matching the colors to the left and the right. Oh, that actually seems like it might be pretty good. So I think that's what we'll do. I think we will activate him, right? I think we will activate the agent as well. All right. We get cards up to our strategy, so we get only 2 cards for her. So we will want to find a strategy upgrade. When I was playing the other one, she didn't have much recovery, so I had to get, a recovery upgrade. All right, so here's our 2 cards. We did get her card. -1 hit point. I do get to deal 2 damage to this enemy if it would be defeated by this damage. So that defeated by this damage is a big keyword in all of these new decks. They all have a very similar mechanic in that aspect, that you're playing these cards to defeat things. Nemesis has it and Etherfield has it. Deal 1 damage to this enemy if it was defeated by that damage. So both of these strikes would need to be played after I've applied dice. All right, so my first strike, I can't really play either one of these 2 cards. Technically, I could play it here. And he's getting -1, so he's 6, -1 is 5. And then the first activated, he was the first activated, is reduced by the number of additional activated enemies. So he actually is going to go down by 2. So he's only 4. But I can't apply cards to him. So he's only 4. So for our first strike, we're just going to draw a card then. You may apply yellow to this enemy. Well, that's all we can apply this turn anyways. We need 4. So I'm almost thinking that I'm going to have to roll all 4 yellows. There we go. That's almost enough. So we have a 2 here. So we can apply that. We have a 1 here. So we can apply that. There we go. Ooh, that was more than enough. Look at that. Boom, boom, boom. All right. So this is... Oops, sorry. I should have done another strategy phase before I re-rolled those. So I would have done another strategy phase. This one's already defeated. He's got 1 damage. I don't want to apply that card. Now I am going to have to discard down. That's the only kind of downside of that. He's at 4, so I can't strike right now, right? Because I would only do 1 damage. So we're going to go ahead and draw another card. I can apply green to this enemy. I'm not going to need that, so that's probably what I'm going to have to discard. Now I roll my dice, and I did get the 4, so he is defeated as well. So instant, we're going to go up to 3. Right? Let me get our item. Make sure we go through the cleanup correctly. After effects, no after effects. Exhaust the dice. Keep. Defeat the enemies. Keep. I was just putting them up here last time, so just do the same thing. Defeated enemies. Gain item rewards. Clean up, discard all active cards. Discard combat cards in excess of our strategy. So, I would say we're probably going to want to keep that, because we are going to go to green. We did just get that +1 health, but I don't know if I want to do that. What do we have out there? We have a 5, a 4, a 4, and a 2. The 5 is really the only one that I'd want to maybe do that on. I can only keep 2. I'm really going to have to go after this deck. Like, because I have to get that strategy up more. Alright, so we're going to discard the green because we're going to be in... Well, or do I keep the green for the next turn after? I get rid of both of these. Also want to make sure that our arrows line up. Start of each strategy phase, exhaust 1 die on that hell pig. It allows us to recover up to 3 dice or place up to 2 banished dice back into your dice pool. When an effect or ability would require you to banish any amount of dice, do not banish those dice. Okay. And that's another big thing with this one, is a lot of banishing. Missed 15 minutes. Extra life isn't doing anything. Yeah, I noticed that earlier, David. I'll have to check with, I don't know what Streamlabs is doing. Let me go back. I can quickly check this. Cloudbot. What are you doing, Cloudbot? Commands. Oh, turn off extra life. Turn back on extra life. I don't know. It says YouTube is inactive. So for some reason, it's not seeing YouTube is active, which is weird because if I go to my dashboard, it says, yeah, for some reason, it's not seeing that we're currently live. I don't know why. Yep, not sure why. For whatever reason, Streamlabs doesn't see us as being live, but I mean, I'm live. You guys are talking in chat, so we know we're live. I've only seen Nemesis yesterday, but that seems to be your favorite. I will say this is probably, out of the 3 new ones, this is probably kind of my least favorite. I like the more dungeon crawlery aspect of the other 2. So what? I don't know if I want to keep this green for a subsequent turn, or if I should keep this deal 1 damage. I think I'm going to keep the deal 1 damage. All right. We'll go ahead and discard our cards. Need somewhere to discard them to. Slide you guys up. Discard them there. All right. So now we move to green. All right. And we go back to activate. So activate. I feel like I always need 2 to come out. I mean, otherwise her ability is kind of pointless, right? So choose 1 color applied to this enemy and banish all dice of that color that are applied to it. Ooh, I don't like that. Although if I did him and him, right, if I did both, then he's going to allow me to bring that back. So actually, that's kind of a good combo. So I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to bring him out. And I think I'm going to bring out the Hell Pig as well. Again, I can bring out more if I want. I just don't want to. Actually, now let me check. It says activate 1 enemy. So does it have to only be 1? I thought I could activate as many as I wanted. Now I'm wondering if in that first round I cheated. To activate 1 enemy, take an enemy card from the top of the enemy and place in the active area. If the activated enemy has additional enemies, repeat this process, activating 1 enemy at a time. If any additional enemies also have that icon, resolve it as well. So the only way I would have been able to do what I did last round is I would have actually had to leave that other one out there. So actually, I wouldn't have been able to do what I did in that round. So let's rewind just a little bit. All right, so let's pretend though instead we did this. We still had enough to take it out. So it doesn't matter. We still had enough to take it out, right? And we still would have been able to heal. It just means that on this turn, the question is, do I want to bring this out for this turn or what I was looking at there. I think we're gonna do this. I think we're gonna do this one, and then we'll go after this one. Now I do get to put. I'm sorry. I do need to put one of these into the Menhir pile. So much to remember and keep up with. I forget which one you played first last week, but simple fighting seemed easiest. Aetherfield. So that Aetherfields is what I'm going to do tomorrow. So this is only a 2. I feel like that's going to be easy, and I don't think I would use this ability. So I'm going to go ahead and add this to the stack. So that was our first round. Second round. Now we're into a real second round. There we go. I'm going to do him because he's going to banish some of my dice, and then we'll do the Hell Pig second. All right. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. All right, so now we're into our strategy phase. I think we're good now. I think we fixed the issue. I thought I could just activate by pulling as many as I want. You can't. And none of these have skulls. That's kind of the problem. Like I need the skull cards to come out. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and go against the Rebel Knight. He is 4. I forgot to do my recover at the end of that last round. So he's 4. The first activated non-boss enemy's health is reduced by the number of additional activated enemies to a minimum of 1. There are no more, so it's just 4. Now, I will have to banish all of that color's dice. We will get 2 back with him. I need 4 hits. So, we are in green. If we strike, we can add yellow. All right, so we strike for yellow. We can now add green and yellow. So, I feel like I'm fine with banishing all my yellow. I'll get 2 of them back, right? We need 4. So, and we have 2 strategies. So we have basically 1 reroll. Let's add 1 green and hope for the best. Let's add 1 green and hope for the best. In worst case, we do our strategy. All right, so we have 2 hits there. All right, so we'll go and do our next strategy. We can't use Final Blow because it only deals 1 damage, so we'll have to draw a card. I can apply blue to this enemy. Well, let's go ahead and do... I can't apply it until I strike again. I can't strike again. So, let's add 1 more green. 1 more green. All right. That is a failure. So we have missed on him. Unfortunately. So, we have to do the suffer damage. So he's going to hit us for 2. That is a lot. Hits us for 2. Then we need to do the after effect, which is choose 1 colored dice applied to him and banish. These were not applied because they were misses. Banish all dice of that color. So these both get banished. I don't know where to put my banish. Normally I put them here. Just banish them up there. Forget which helping. Oh, Hell Pig with images gets a bit too dark for me. I like my zombies to clean text blocks. Yeah, that was one thing I said during the first impressions. A lot of this is very busy in the graphics, and I don't know because I'd have to go look at Tainted Grail to see if it had the same thing. Exhaust my dice. Recover dice. Cover dice. All right. Gain all rewards. There's no item rewards. Discard all active cards. That sucks. Discard combat cards to access my strategy. I'm at 2. Discard the top enemy from 1 deck over here. We know he's going to draw 2 of these, so I kind of want them to be low. I kind of want to keep this for the banish. I'm thinking this guy. At the start of the engagement, discard a card from your hand. I'm fine with that. All right, so we'll put him up there. So that's 2. All right, and then we are now in blue, which means this hex card doesn't do anything any good this round. All right. If we were at strategy 3, we'd be in business, but we're not. All right. So now we're in the blue. Problem is now I'm gonna have to banish all my blue, unless I can play some green. Oh, that hurts. That hurts so much. I could banish my red. Well, no, I can't apply red. Can't apply red. So I think we're gonna have to strike. I gotta draw a card. -1 to this enemy's attack. And that'll help from him killing me. But I only have 2 strategies. So this is my first strategy phase. And I can only apply blue. So I'm losing all. I'm going to end up losing all my blue dice. And I end up having to banish all of my blue dice. I'm going to do 3. I'm going to do 3. Hope for a crit. That is 3. All right. All right. Strategy phase. I can now take him out. Oh no, I can't. Oh, that sucks. It doesn't line up. It sucks. So I can't even apply that card. The most I can. Well, no. If he hits me for 1, I'm still done. I'm still dead. See, all I can do is strike by drawing. You apply 1 committed die to this card. It deals damage to this enemy. Draw 1 card, strike again. Those are the cards I needed earlier. Alright. Do I put the other blue in there or just to hope for a hit on this? How many misses do I have on a blue? 1, 2. I have 2 misses on a blue. We're going to go for it. We're going to go for it. So that's a hit. So that's 4. Suffer damage, no damage. After effects, banish all my blues that I use. That's 3 blues banished, man. And then recover +1. So up to 4. And he is defeated. Oh, that sucks. Alright, so now we have to discard cards. We're going to be in purple. So I want to keep that. Keep my blue for my 1 blue die. Recover and go to recover 1. And probably keep the draw. Keep the draw. Alright. So we know we've got Hell Pig. Hell Pig's going to at least let me get 2 of my blue dice back. I'm here with Hell Pig. Alright. Alright. Oh, I forgot to discard a card. Apply 1 banished die. Set to a hit. Or up to 2 die applied to this enemy. To another enemy. Okay, so he's going to let me grab my banished die and apply them. So he's actually good. I want to keep him. He adds an extra, which is good for my abilities. We'll be in purple next round. No, we're in purple this round. See, all these are talking about the banish and the abilities. I kind of don't want him with that because I pull him. That's 3 right off the bat. I'm gonna say I guess that'll be this one. All right. So we're in purple. At the start of the strategy phase, exhaust 1 die. Yeah. All right, that's fine. I can't use yellow anyway, so we'll exhaust you. You are exhausted. I am exhausted, man. All right. So we were going to do... Unfortunately, we're not going to get both bonuses here. But I need this to be able to play the blue. So, right here, we get to draw 1 card and strike again. Unfortunately, these sleeves have glare from my light, so I can't read them. Strike again. This is not going to combo. You may adjust the dial to the next color. No. All right. Strike again. No, that doesn't line up. Oh, that sucks. I really don't want to use this one. This is only allowing me to adjust the dial, and I don't want to adjust the dial. So it was draw, strike again. I don't like any of my cards, so we're going to draw another card. That's better. That allows me to draw and strike. Okay. All right. So we are in purple. He has 4 health. Should I do the 3 again? Do the 3, and then we can add the blue if we need to add a 4th. Yeah, let's go with that. Double crit is more than enough, so we don't need to strike again. 4 defeats him. Recover up to 3 dice or place up to 2 banished dice back into your dice pool. Yeah, we're doing that. Come here, blues. We need you back. Need you black. Need you back. All right, exhaust you. We're in red. I guess it's good I didn't use that blue, because now I can use it on this turn. All right. So we need to put somebody in there again. Other enemies have +2. I don't like you. Go away. All right, so I think we'll bring in the child so we can do our combo. We are in red, and I can add blue to somebody. Return all dice applied to an enemy. Oh, no, this was the one that let me apply banished dice. No, I want him. He makes everybody have more health, but again, I'm going to reduce their health by 1. +1. If this card is activated in the in-game, -1 hit point. Return all dice applied to an enemy. So I think I was going to do him, but he just increases my recovery. So I think, yeah, we'll put him in there instead. +1 to 1 stat. There we go. That's what I need. So the first one I bring out, either him or him is going to reduce by 1. So we're going to bring him out. So he's reduced by 1. He is going to bring this one out. And that's going to bring this one out. That's a lot of bringing out. All right, now I'm going to switch these two just for play purposes because I can't add cards here. So there's no point in being in the middle. This one should be in the middle, right? Because I can add more cards. Oh, I forgot. I needed to discard down to 1 card. I guess I'll discard this one. All right, so strategy phase. So he gets +2, -1 for this. So he's actually at a +1. This one stays at a 3. If this card is activated in the in-game, and it's not. Okay, so it's 5, 3, 5. Well, that's a lot of hits. This is probably a bad idea, Will. Now that I think about it, this was a horrible idea. He does 0 damage, though, so I don't have to take him out right now. Oh, a number of additional enemies. So actually, he's -2. So he actually stays at 4. This is 3. This goes up to 5, but again, it doesn't have any attack, so I don't care. Yeah, we're good. All right, so we do our first strike phase. We need to add... Well, I can't add the blue to him yet, so we need to add... We'll add this one, which allows us to draw 2 cards. 1 and 2. Fortunately, we still don't have any upgrades because I've not gone after those guys. I think it's because he's a 5. Like the first one that came out was a 5. Kind of hurts. All right, we get to strike again. So we drew 2 cards. We get to strike again. I want to apply this to the top guy, but it really doesn't help. You may apply 1 committed dice to this, draw 1 card, strike again. All right, so we're going to do that one. And then we get to draw 1 card, strike again. Ooh, this works. So I'm going to strike him. That allows us to apply yellow to him, and then we can apply blue on our next strike. That was a good turn. All right. So we're in red. So all we can really roll right now is the red and the yellow. Is all I'm going to commit this turn. Although here I can apply any one committed dice to this card. So I can actually commit another color. So let's do the purple. All right, so that is a hit, hit, and hit. So we're going to go ahead and he can get the yellow. This one gets the purple. And then the red, I'm not going to put the red. The red's a guaranteed hit. We just re-roll it and hopefully get a crit. So now we're going to do our second strike, which is we're going to do the blue. So he's currently at 2. He's currently at 3. So we're going to grab all 3 of our blues. All right, so we got 3 hits. So that kind of sucks. That sucks. So we're gonna lose. So this is gonna be a loss, because that's the 4 for him. Well, no, we won't lose, but unfortunately, we're not upgrading what I want to upgrade. So we defeated him. We get to instantly do this, so that's gonna bump us up to 2. This guy we didn't defeat. This guy we did defeat, and that die is not defeated. All right. So suffer damage. He's going to hit us for 1. So we're back down to 1. I wanted to upgrade my strategy. I need another strategy turn. And that's what I was counting on this to do. After effects. There are no after effects. And then clean up, discard all active cards. There's a lot of cards. That was my double. All those draws and strike agains. Those are like the best cards. And then exhaust dice. Discard him. Recover 4. We're going to be in yellow. So I guess we're getting the 2 yellow back. And I can't get the plus blue because it's here. So I would normally say green, which we've already got. So I guess we'll just get 2 blue back. So I don't think I have a plus purple. So that's it. And Comcast is still being issuey. So if anybody's seen some lag, that's why. All right. So I do have to activate an enemy. That's the only problem. I do still have to activate an enemy. So we'll just keep you down there because I'm going to have to bring somebody else down anyways. All right. So whatever I activate, though, is going to lose 2 hit points because we have 2 out here, which means it would only take 1 hit. Ongoing, you may play your 3rd combat card in an engagement. When you play your 3rd combat card in engagement, you may banish 1 die to heal. Okay, I'm not wanting to put that in that stack, right? What are we at? 1, 2, 3, 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, we still need to add 1 in here for the 5th round. Oh, dang it, she's a healer too. There's a heal too. Draw 2 cards and strike again. I think I'm fine with that one. You've been depressed. You definitely don't want 2 blue back if you've ever been depressed. Yeah. All right. So we go to yellow. They call me Mellow Yellow. So I can either do her to heal or her to heal. They're both gonna drop 2 hit points. If this enemy is not defeated, flip the boss card. That is the new boss. Well, I mean, we're going to defeat her because we need to heal. Question is, do I want the infinite heal where I can keep just banishing my dice? I think I do. I think I'd rather do her. Because I can keep banishing dice. And I think I will probably put her in there so when we get to the boss, I can heal. Right? Right. That sounds like a plan, Will. That sounds like a great plan. All right, so first round, we're going to strike. You may apply any 2 committed dice to this card. They deal damage to the enemy. So that lines up here. No, it doesn't. Dang it. So I guess our first strike is a draw card. You may adjust the dial to any color. You may adjust the dial to the next color, which would be green. That would actually come in very handy for that one. So now the question is, now this is what I don't know, is you apply the die and then the damage is only applicable to what's the dial color. So if I change the dial color, that means that that's what's going to apply at the end. Let me just double check. Where was that? That's striking. Commit die, roll die, apply dice. Hits. Apply hits one at a time. Each time you die, check to see if they are defeated. It must be after this. Here you go. Restrictions. You can only apply dice to the same color as the dial's current color. Okay, so we're going to apply. So we're going to play this card on the next strike. Right? Make sure I can do that. All right. Can still be committed and roll, but they can't. Okay, so basically our first roll is a wash, right? Well, no, because we can do the yellow and apply those and then change the dial. Okay, so you can only apply. It's not the damage. Okay, that's what I was trying to double check. So I can apply the yellow and then I can change it to green and apply the green. Yeah, that's what we want to do. So we're going to do the yellow because right now we're in yellow. No point in rolling the green yet. Those are 2 misses. So those are probably not going to go in. Now we get to do another strike. I can adjust the dial to next color. So we're going to adjust it to green. Oh, man. I needed those to hit. I really did. She's at 1 hit point, though. So that's fine. She's at 1. She's at 3. Or it's at 3. It's a catling. It's a very ugly looking catling. So these can't apply because we're no longer in that color. Oh, wow. That is a horrible roll. 1. So we can eliminate her. The problem is I don't get this item until after the damage step. Yeah, clean up, suffer damage, after effects, exhaust dice, recover cards, gain items. So we're still going to lose, right? I defeated her, so she's not going to hit me, but unfortunately, this one is going to hit me, which will defeat me. Which will defeat me. Man. The first activate, yeah. That sucked. This one is the harder one. This one is the harder one. So I mean, that's that. I can't even go after the boss this time. We were at, what was that? Our 6th round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we were on our 6th round. So we still had 2 more rounds to go. That's why I was hoping to get this. If I would have gone for this one, I still wouldn't have had enough damage to take it out to heal the 1, right? Because we just completely whiffed on the 2 yellow, and we whiffed on all of our greens. I mean, that's just crazy. Now, yellow and green are the weakest dice. Not much I can do about that. Not much I can do about that. Insufficient disk space. Yeah, I gotta delete some stuff. All right. I guess we'll do my second first impressions. No, we won't do second first impressions for this one. I did a second first impression on Nemesis because I messed up the rules on Nemesis the first time. So I felt like it was fair to give it a better thing. If you want to know what I think about the Tainted Grail, of course, my first impressions are in the first video. You'll find it. It's one of our Extra Life game or tabletop appreciation streams. You can go back, look at that one, look at my first impressions on there. If you're interested again in the Tainted Grail set, then of course the link is down below out to the Gamefound page. This one's interesting. It's different in the way that it works, like I said at the beginning, because you don't have a fully shuffled deck, right? You have more choice of who you want to fight. Unfortunately, it is more brutal. Like it's harder because most of the cards are banishing dice. Most of the cards are damaging dice. You can only apply the color that is available to you and you hope that you get a card that you can apply the color. And if you have the card that allows you to play a color, well, now you also need to have a card that it can apply to, right? Because you need to match up those nodes. So it's a lot more thinking, and you have to remember that. So like when I was picking my baddies, I was going after ones that I wanted maybe the ability or the reward, and I wasn't necessarily thinking about how I was going to do the matching of the nodes to get the cards to all line up. So it's a completely different experience of trying to get all that to match up. So yeah, it's definitely different. If this is your type of game, like this one's kind of like a minion battle before a boss battle. The minion battle, upgrades your stats, gets you some new items, and then the boss battle, of course, is the big boss battle. Then this one might be for you. If not, there is the Aetherfields one, which David says is the one he prefers, and there is the Nemesis if you want to maybe play 20 strong in a semi-co-op environment, or you just prefer more of a dungeon crawly mission objective type thing. I say hidden movement, but you're trying to find hidden locations. Limited information, I guess, is the word. But there we go, guys. That is that. We will be back for Aetherfields tomorrow. Tonight, I'm going to do some more Labyrinth. I want to see how long it takes to play Labyrinth now that we unlocked way too much stuff in one campaign. Again, I couldn't find anything that said you couldn't read multiple chapters. It just said you needed to have that amount of stuff gained in a single session to be able to unlock it. So we unlocked 3 chapters at one time. So be it. We just unlocked a whole bunch of stuff at once. We're going to see how that works out. It may not be good. May not be good at all. If you want to watch that, of course, that stream is up. Click to notify me. If you want to watch any of the content that I come out with, make sure you hit the like, subscribe, bell notification, comment down below what rules and mistakes I probably made, because I probably made some additional ones. But until next time, guys, peace.